All right, this is what my Aunt Sylvia wrote, my father's sister. Dear Barbara Joy, your sweetness and spirit cannot be surpassed. From the day you arrived, you were our all. Beautiful, personable, and more than anyone could wish for. To our family, Barbara, you were our everything. However, Hashem had other plans for you and took you from this earth long before we expected. Your lovely children, Saul and Joyce, remain as your contribution to the world we live in. Mark is taking good care of them. God bless Mark. Barbara, you will always be in our hearts and our minds until we meet again. Love you much. Auntie Sylvia, Leah, Barbara, Denise, and Joey. I think my Aunt Linda Zonana is supposed to go next. Oops.
Okay, am I on? Okay.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. There's a thing right in the middle of my face, which I don't mind, not one bit. Okay.
That's much better.
Okay. It is with much sadness that I recall the first days of Barbara's hospitalization. We never thought that we would not be able to speak to her again. Our visits to her in the hospital were always hoping for a change, but unfortunately, it was not to be. Over the years, we spent the first nights of all our holidays together, and she would come in smiling and happy and bubbly, and all of the life that is within her came out. Now, as Passover approaches, we can't help but feel the loss so much more. Now, God willing, this year we will be sitting at the Seder table with your mom and children, and we will miss you dearly. You will surely be missed. Barbara, from the day you were born, you brought love and laughter to all who surrounded you. Love, all our love, Aunt Linda and her family.
How come you couldn't do it from there? You couldn't give it to them to read?
You put it, I'm gonna give it to them. They can't read my writing. Why, was it there? It wasn't there.
Hasita. She doesn't know they could hear her.
Henry, you wanted to say something?
Oh, he's from Palm Beach.
Henry, we can't hear you. Unmute yourself. Henry, we can't hear you. Okay, we'll bring Henry back. Barbara Benin wanted to say something. Hold on, Barbara, I'm unmuting you.
I never met a person who always had such a positive attitude. No matter what card she was dealt, she had a smile on her face and didn't let the little things get her down. Her bubbly personality is something we all are going to miss. Barbara had such dedicated friends, which is a testament to her, because that's how she was with them. Everyone loved her. When Barbara passed away, so many of her customers approached me to tell me that it was because of her friendly personality and persistence to find what they needed that they walked out happy customers. She juggled working and being a great mother. She was so dedicated to her children. Joyce and Saul, Mom loved you with all her heart, and you always made her so proud. Auntie Viv, you did a great job raising a beautiful, strong daughter. Robin, you were such a great sister who was there for her throughout her illness. You didn't leave her side for a minute. Harry, you were her special baby brother who she loved. Mark, you stepped right in and made Barbara proud. We love you. Barbara, you will always be in our hearts. You were very special to all, and you will always be missed. Now it's your dad's turn to be with his very special baby girl. Barbara, we love you and we miss you.
Could you hear me now? Hello?
Henry, you're good. Coming through loud
Okay.
and clear.
You know, I never had a baby sister, and Barbara's as close as anybody that I had to be a sister. My mother really loved her, and she was so happy when her baby brother had a little girl, and the love that my mother and our family had, we all had for her. Again, I'm not unscripted speech, but the thing that I feel most about Barbara, no matter what she was going through, she had some tough times. She always had a smile. She always had a nice thing to say, and that happiness lives on. Thank you.
Stephen.
Stay there. Can you hear me? Okay. Barbara was my younger cousin. She was a little girl with a big personality. Like her middle name, Joy, Barbara always brought joy into the room with her. She was always smiling, always happy to see you. She loved to talk to people. She was energetic, sweet, and lovable. Barbara was always fun at the dinner table. Our family will always remember the holiday meal when my sister Rhonda asked her if she wanted a piece of cake. Barbara said, "No, I'm so full I can't breathe." Rhonda said, "Okay, so just a tiny slice?" And Barbara quickly nodded her head and said yes and laughed. Rhonda cut it and said, "Here's a can't breathe slice." And ever since that night, when we want a small slice of cake, we ask for a can't breathe slice and we think of Barbara. Another time after a dinner with my family, she and I needed to make a train back to the city. We were close to missing it, so my brother-in-law Joey drove us to the station very fast. Barbara was in the back getting tossed left and right, screaming and saying Shema Yisrael. She always brought enthusiasm to anything that she was doing. Barbara shared an apartment with my brother and me in the city. She would bring me with her when she was meeting her friends, and all my friends knew and loved her. Barbara was truly a beautiful soul. She was a bright light in this world. She had two beautiful kids, Saul and Joyce, who she loved and talked about all the time. We are all so lucky to have known her. I miss you, Barbara.
Thank you, Stephen. Very nice.
Hi. People come into your life either because you need to learn from them, or you need to teach and guide them, or both. Well, Barbara came into my life to teach me to always be happy, to appreciate the small things in life, even if you think your world's upside down. I knew Barbara when we were growing up in Deal, when she lived on Joanna Court, and our friendship rekindled many, many years later. Barbara taught me to take advantage of the small things in life and to appreciate the simplest moments. One day, she got tickets to a Broadway show to see Frozen, which is Joyce's favorite show. We ended up getting Joyce a costume. I think it was called Ella, the costume for her. Barbara calls me that night around 10:30 at night with so much excitement. Terry, we had the most amazing night. We had the best seats in the house. And everybody was staring at Joyce's costume saying, this is the most prettiest costume I ever saw. Where did you get it? And Joyce had such a smile on her face from ear to ear. Barbara loved seeing her children's happiness. Nothing made her more happy when they were happy, and she tried to give them everything she wanted. She would take them to Great Wolf Lodge on vacations, and it meant the world to her. She would go to Deal for weekends, and those were the times of her life. Sometimes I visit the kids, Sol and Joyce, and I see Barbara in them. One time last year, I see Sol come in the stairs. He went shopping with his father, and he had to see his eyes with such excitement. He goes, Terry, look at the shoes I bought. Look at the suit. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Barbara all over again. The little hints of excitement were coming out in him, and it was such a memory. Recently, the other day, we were cleaning the house, and Sol and Joyce ended up helping me, and you could see the meticulousness, the neatness that Barbara had. He was cleaning and drawing, and she was organizing, and she would be so proud of them. And also that you really, they shine through, like you saw Barbara in them and what she taught them and how she raised them. She lives on through Joyce and Sol, and I could see it in so many ways. I am so proud of them. Well, I hope they continue to grow and bring forth the best qualities of their mother. Thank you.
Could you hear me? Okay. Forgive me if I get emotional in advance. It feels so silly to be writing about you and not to you, because after all, I still feel your presence and warmth, and I am still able to laugh out loud with you every time I think of you. Not really sure where to start, but when I think back to where and how you became a part of my life, I realize you were my first friend. I close my eyes and I see us searching for gold dust in the mounds of sand outside of Deal School, sneaking into your kitchen cabinets to steal your mother's gum, and sitting side by side in the back seat of my father's car, giggling as we went to go buy my dog. I have so many memories, but this is not about me or the emptiness and fullness I feel simultaneously when I think of you. This is about you. For starters, I miss your wit, your organized craziness, your smarts, and your laugh. Is it me, or were you a whole bunch of oxymorons rolled into one, frenzied but together, frazzled but so on top of things at the same time? The contradiction that stands out most is the one between the various ups and downs of your life and your attitude and responses to them. I know so many things were thrown your way, but I remember you with a smile and a laugh always. You were so thankful, so appreciative for things that most of us take for granted, like waking up to sunlight or spending time with your children alone on a weekend deal. It must not have been easy for you to look at the positive and be grateful, but you made it look so easy. It was just your natural response to whatever came your way. You had a happiness that emanated from within, not contingent on anything. You would come over on Shabbat and bring entertainment, laughter, compliments, and smiles. Anything else that made its way to the surface was quickly shrugged off and laughed at, your way of exuding strength in the face of difficulty and adversity. So, Barbara, while I know you really aren't here, my heart feels otherwise, like we haven't touched base in a while. You're still teaching me to live life with strength, perseverance, truth, and genuine happiness for all the people around me. I miss you terribly. I'm holding on to all the beauty you left behind in this world for all of us to cherish. I love you forever.
Hi, everybody. I can't believe a year has gone by without Barbara. There isn't a day that goes by this year that I haven't thought about you and missed my friend. When I think of her, I think of her penchants for drama. Now, Barbara knew big drama in her life, but when I think of her, I'm always amazed. Amazed not by how she always found herself in these sometimes off-the-wall situations, but how she navigated through them. She faced life's biggest challenges with bravery and courage, and always doing it with laughs and modeling that the lesson of living in the present. I miss her crazy drama, her big laugh, and how she would always finish her tale with, "What a da heck!" Barbara was the best of the best. She loved everyone in her life unconditionally and without bounds. She never asked the same from anyone in return. Saul and Joyce, you are your mother's legacy. She loved you both most of all, unconditionally and without bounds. You gave her life so much meaning and purpose. I've learned so many lessons from my 25 plus year friendship with Barbara, my sister and my friend. She taught me tolerance. She taught me honesty. She taught me acceptance. She taught me kindness. She taught me the importance of laughter and being able to laugh at yourself. She taught me the meaning of generosity, and she taught me emunah. Thank you so much for that and so much more. You will always be missed, but remembering you only brings me joy.
Hi, everyone. I just want to echo something. Um, Growing up in Florida, we really loved when Barbara and Robin and Harry would come visit us. It was really like having little brothers and little sisters in the house. And if I told you how appropriate her middle name was, Joy, she really brought joy into every room. And I do remember the shows she used to put on. And later in life, as I was looking through all of the pictures of Barbara over the years, I saw that she always had that same radiant smile that not so long ago I was talking about when her father passed away. It's maybe appropriate that today was a particularly sunny, bright day. Anyone driving around probably got blinded by the sun glare, but I really think that that was Uncle Bobby and Barbara smiling down from us, from heaven on all of us, and really telling us to have a good day. And I will take the memories of the joy she brought into my life forward forever. And it was really an honor to have her as a cousin.
Thank you, Joey.
Okay. You hear me? Dear Barbara, words cannot express the pain and emptiness we all feel every day. Your smile and laughter was contagious. Your midot were impeccable. You taught us all not to take life so seriously and never judge anyone. Your kindness was unmatched. No matter what position you were in, you were always willing to help anyone and everyone. You never complained because nothing was a hardship to you. You were always happy with your lot in life. You worked hard for your children so they can have a better life and have everything they need. They will never forget the love you showed them and all the sacrifices you made for them. How many times you brought them to work so you could be with them while you worked. We miss you every day in work, and so does everyone. We were one big family, and we were all equals. You were my friend and my sidekick. I was lucky enough to have you for a holiday lunch by chance last year, and we laughed so hard that you ended up staying all afternoon. You made everyone feel like your best friend, and I'm sure everyone was your best friend. Even if customers left loving you and becoming your friend. It's no wonder that your children, Saul and Joyce, are so respectful, mature, and kind. Your family, cousins, and extended family all loved you, and you loved them so much. Your kindness towards Mark is a perfect example of how people can learn from you. You cared for Mark, even and acted as if you were still married. You would include him for holiday Shabbat and only would speak kind words about him. You were like this because this was natural to you, not an act. You meant it. Your kids only saw kindness and laughter, and their behavior shows it. Hashem had other plans for you in this world, so we'll all have to be there for Saul and Joyce Your treasures forever. We love you and miss you.
Hello. I'd like to take a moment to stop and process that my best friend Barbara is not here anymore. It just does not seem real. It has been a whole year without her. What a year it has been for everyone. There has been so much loss and sadness. What should have been a normal year has been anything but normal. One of the biggest losses of my life, and so many others, was losing our friend, mother, sister, and Aunt Barbara. Barbara, otherwise known as Babs to many, was a very special friend to me. Let me tell you about Barbara. She was always the life of the party and a force of nature. When Barbara entered the room, everyone knew it. She always had a smile on her face and was always giggling. I can still hear her belly laugh in my head. Barbara was always up for an adventure and a good time. I met Barbara in my 20s, so many may think, some of you may think that we missed the good years, but we still had some adventures left. We traveled weekends together and always had so much fun. We always had so many laughs. There was never a dull moment around Barbara. She instantly made friends wherever she went. If there were strangers in the beginning of the night, by the end of the night, they were all best friends with Barbara. Our good times continued as both of our lives led us to motherhood. Some people would lose touch, but not if Barbara was your friend. Whether we were in Brooklyn or New Jersey, we would always make time to see each other. Barbara was a very dedicated mom to Saul and Joyce. Being a mom and working, we would naturally go weeks without speaking, but never longer than that. After weeks of not speaking, Barbara would resurface in typical Barbara fashion, always with a good story and a laugh. One of the lessons I learned from her is to laugh at yourself and not take yourself too seriously. If I could tell her, I would say, Barbara, I miss you so much. I miss our weekly talks, your crazy stories, your kindness, your smile, and of course, your laughter. As we're approaching a year without Barbara, there is one thing I realize. She left us with a light that shines so bright. No one will ever be able to dim it. Barbara, you will never be forgotten. I miss you so much. Love, your dear friend, Renee.
Some of the best memories I have growing up are with Barbara Joy, my favorite cousin. So many Shabbats spent with her. My big cousin, always taking me along with her friends all around Avenue S, and always so inclusive and so loving and with so much joy. It was that way when we were younger, and it was that way when we were older. No matter what I ever confided in her, no matter what I ever said, she was always the most accepting, unconditionally loving human could have ever imagined knowing. And I'll never forget that kindness from her. I'll never forget all the holidays that we spent, and all the vacations that we took together. We always said when we were younger, blood brothers, bosom buddies. And I miss her like crazy. I can't believe it's been a year, and she was a light to the world. And it's hard to imagine anything without her, but I carry her inside me always. And I miss you, Barbara, so much.